Hi, welcome back to part 2 of building a table layout on a cheap. Right, what I'm going to do today now, I'm going to try and put like a road type scene here with a derelict building on it. And I've cut the polystyrene already. This is Kingspan. See if I put that down there like that. And then put that on there, that should look alright there. See? Oh, we're looking at that. Now, they say to me, well, how do you get the polystyrene so level? You know, how do you get it so straight? And well, that's quite easy. What you do is, if you was to get whatever thickness of you want, you get 2 pieces of wood, one at each side. You see. Now, if you look at that, that is the right size of that. So I've used these two, and imagine that was on top of there like that, right? You see, on top of there like that. So what you do then is you get your handsaw. You just get your handsaw and just saw away like that. See, it's always the right height. Just saw it away. And when you get to the end, you've got your piece cut straight, no digging in or anything like that. You must screw these 2 pieces of wood down to stop them moving about. But that's easy to do. That's how easy that is to do. You see what I've done from here now. So I've almost finished that side of it. You see. Yeah. I'm up on the station side of it now. Everything's holding everything together while the glue goes off. Like if you look at the station house what I had there, what I've actually done, I've cut it in half. And you can see the effect it has on it, you know. Made the wooden chimneys, because when you get the plastic ones, they come apart and they're awkward to cut. You see now, this is going to be there. This is going to be here with a derelict house on it, and it's going to have a road set here. Right. Now the other thing is, if you are going to use a plastic bag, okay, use one of these plastic bags, you see. So when you want to do, just put your PVA glue on it how you want to do it, like that, yeah, and then let it go off, take it in the house and put it where it's warm, let it go so it's crystal clear, you can't see through it. And then if you wanted to make yourself a pond or whatever, you just peel off the PVA, you see. That is still a bit tacky, but when it dries clear, you can't see that, and it's good effect in a pond route, you know. I'll show you this as we go along. And the other thing is, if you wanted to, suppose you wanted to have something and you wanted to, you know, rub it down a bit, what you do is you get yourself a piece of wood, yeah, just a piece of wood, any thickness of wood, as long as it's nice and smooth, and you get yourself some sandpaper, you see, sandpaper, and you glue it, PVA glue it to the wood, put a press on top of it, wait, press it down, leave it for about 15, maybe leave it overnight, and then when you come back to it, how long has this been in a warm area, this will last you for ages and ages. This is about 2-year-old, this one now, and you can see the sandpaper is just as new. Okay, that's stuck down now. All that's stuck down, and this is where the derelict building's going to be. Now, it's not this one. This is the one here, making it on the polystyrene, you see. Yeah. Making all that out of polystyrene, cutting the windows out, and putting it on here. I think I might put a pond on here. Yeah? What do you think, Curly?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just been to the model shop and picked up a little building, which was, you see it, £5. There's another part with it that goes there. I picked up some track as well, pretty cheap. Yeah, that's coming on now. Just it's coming on well, isn't it, Curly?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll show you afterwards how to do. We'll show you afterwards how to do these. Now, let's have a look at this and see how far. What I've done, I've measured the. Hold that, Curly. Hold it like that, yeah. And then I've measured this, you see, off that. There you go. Yeah. It wants to be a bit twisted and broken and whatever, because it's going to be derelict. You see, it is the right scale. Yeah. The length is the right length. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I've now built the house, as you can see, and I've got the bag of polystyrene here. You see, I save all the bits of polystyrene. What I do, I go round it like this with the glue. You see, all round it with the glue. Alright. Yep. Bit of a rubber around in there like that. By the way, this gets very strong when it's been pulverized with the paint and the glue and everything else that goes on it. Messy, isn't it, Curly? Messy. Nice though, isn't it? So you put plenty in there. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll get a brush. Yeah, dry the brush. Okay. And I just stab it in with the brush like that. Put it in there. Okay. Now there's going to be a room there, so hold on together, please. Now we get our polystyrene. Shake our polystyrene all over it. Put more than you need. Whatever you don't need, you can hoover up and put back in the bag. You see? Yeah. What do you mean what they're doing? It's not snow, is it? Well, I'll be showing you how to do snow later. On a tree, yeah?
Like on trees, yeah.
Well, no, that's not snow, that's just a flower. You see? We'll go back into it. Yeah. You help me paint them trees.
Oh, really enjoyed that.
Okay, now, we'll show you how to make Christmas trees, yeah? A lot of people just get a brush, dab the paint on and that's it, but there's an easier way than that, and which you just get your paint, dab it on a piece of newspaper, like that, yeah, and then if you roll it, like that, you get a better, much better finish on it, and it looks better.
Loving Bombay Bicycle Club in the live lounge. Took my lunch break early just so I could find Wi-Fi to listen in. Absolutely worth it. From Hath in Manchester. Tegan, oh my God, feeling much more Christmassy now. Thank you, Bombay.
You see?
Ray saying sounding amazing.
That looks better.
Made my day.
Now the other thing is, if you wanted to, what you to go out and get is ask your wife to get you some Dettol. And you know what these are? These are pan scrubbers. Okay, I'll show you what these are for in a later date. You see, and the good thing about this, the wife will run out and get it because she thinks you're going to clean up the kitchen or something, and she'll get you the real good stuff. Don't get the spray, the one you squeeze in a bottle. Get a bottle like that. And these are only about 50p or something now to get them. Right, now we're going to put the road in, haven't we, Curly? Huh? Right, it's time to make the mess, isn't it? There we go. The road's going in. Water, tin it down. Don't worry about a bit of green paint and that's nice. A bit of green's nice, isn't it, really? Yeah. What's your trouble, darling? Get me in trouble again, won't you? There we are. I put some wall on now, so forget about that. Not worry about it, I'll wait that half a minute. Yuck. What do you say? Yuck. Granddad making a mess. Is it?
Sometimes.
Well, sometimes, all the time. I like making a mess. See, that's why I don't shout at you for making a mess, do I? Yeah?
No, not really.
Okie doke. Don't forget we're going to have track here, see, we're going to have track here. You know where the ballast goes, yeah, track ballast, or whatever it's called. Just put a mark there like that, yeah? Okay. Now what we have to do, Curly, is you hold the brush. Don't get on your clothes. Because we have to pull it apart, so if the paint goes off, it doesn't stick together. Right, so pull it apart, there you go. Now when we put it back together, it's all lined up. Yeah? Okay? Right, I'll have the brush back now. Put the lid back on the paint and we'll put the heater back on it now and let it dry for a couple of hours, yeah? What's the time now? The time now is 25 to 1, so we'll come back. Okay. Okay, I've had to leave it overnight because it was too cold in here last night. Now, what we do now, we make this.
Subject to availability in selected stores only. Drink responsibly. Over 18s only.
This is hot with the latest news next.
Hooray! Asda's won the Gross Independent Price Survey for the cheapest Christmas shop. With Asda cheaper than Tesco, Morrison's, Sainsbury's and Waitrose on a basket of 33 items, you'll be budgeting more like and gimmicks. You're better off at Asda. Also on to 33 pricing saving with 370 for verification LS7518.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's not far, that is it? Right, now, the other thing, when you get one of these buildings, you know, they look too new, so what you have to do, you've got to rough them up to make them look a bit good, yeah? So what you do, get your PVA glue. Don't put too much on you, don't overdo it. You know, open a couple of doors in it.
Government and businesses and churches and communities have to come together, work together to address the problem.
A Wales-based helpline support people being abused by their partner will be running at Christmas and New Year.
I've painted it all green. Right. I've gone over there deliberately. If you look at that, see, I've gone over it deliberately. Yeah, it's coming on, not too bad. Yeah. Okay, doke. I'm just going to let it dry now, and then we'll get on with it. Yeah, take that off, Mike. This is... Hey, Mike. Morning, Mike.
Morning.
Right, I have another grandson. Now, what it is here, I've painted this now, you see, the ruin. Yeah, I've painted it all. Now, if you see what I mean now, that's pretty hard, that, yeah. Now, I did buy a bag of, this is what you want to do when you go in a model shop. You see the likes of that bag. There's absolutely all sorts in it, and it cost me £5, where is it? £5, £5 it was, £5.50, yeah. But that's not finished layout. But you see, I've painted in marks on the road now to make a crossing over there. You see, there's the other part of that. The other part of the building. What you do when you get a building is you make it so it doesn't look like anybody else's, and you make it look as though it's working, you know, work in progress, man. Not too bad, you see that? Yeah. I'll turn this one around. Okay. Now we're going to. What's missing off here, off the wall, off the backlock, is the clouds. So we're going to put some clouds in a bit. We're going to get on with it now. I'm going to put a wall in here. This is the road part here. I marked up where the track is going to go. Okay. Right, among your arsenal, you should have a spare one of them lying about. You know, one of these old controllers. Yeah. And get it together. I'm going to show you what to make with it. Piece of broom handle, brush handle. Yeah. You need 2 pieces of wire, which is there. And now this is garden wire, which what you get, I think there's 3 in a packet for £1 in the pound shop. Just normal garden wire, what you wrap around your plants. And you need a piece of piano wire. The piano wire you can buy in a model shop. This is 8 gauge. 8 gauge piano wire. Yeah. Try not to use anything else because it's too weak. Okay. If you get it all together, I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. I've drilled a hole in here, the same 1/8, see 1/8, drilled it in here. Now, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but I've cut a groove in here for the wire to fit in. It won't focus like that, okay, see? So you keep that out, and the ideal way to do it would be to either put in, you can put PVA glue, it's just glue to hold it in place, yeah? Hold on, I'll get a PVA glue. Okay, PVA glue in the hole, bit of PVA glue on the wire, okay, then you push it back down into the hole, there you go, it gets tight with the glue in it, and get a hammer and tap it in, tap it down. I've actually put it in 2 inches in there. And you see, you do the same on the other side. Yep. Just make sure you keep the grooves. See, I've cut grooves in them there with the saw. You won't speed them in. Bit of PVA glue. Come on, glue, come on. Okay. There we go. Give it a good tap. There it is. Right, just wipe the glue off. Right, now you can see what it's like. Stay there. You see what it's like. All it is a handle to grab hold of. Right. You see? Now, the reason I cut the grooves in it is to stop the wire from sliding up when I put the wire on, the cutting wire from sliding up. Yeah. Okay. Now what we do with this now, we get as close to the bottom as we can with electric wire. Right, if it's up here it'll need more current to work. The farther away it is from the end, from the cutting wire, the more current it's going to need. So you keep it down as close to the cutting wire as you can. Okay? Right. Now.
Just press him.
After all that, it didn't. The power plant didn't work. So what we're using a small battery there, 12-volt battery. Okay, go for it, Mike. Go. Get that. Okay, Mike. Take it out. There you go. See that? Now, it works a treat. See, it's just a cheap and nasty way to make a polystyrene cutter. Yeah, but you're going to have to work out the regulation of the voltage. That's just 12 volt that, right? If that was 8 volt or 7 volt, then it would have cut it with ease. But you can see the type of cut it gives you. It doesn't take a lot to make. Here we can make a jigsaw, can't we? Can't we, Mike? Yeah. And that thing didn't work. I thought it was working, but unfortunately it wasn't. That would have been ideal because that would have given you the right regulation and everything. got a switch on it. That's got no switch on it, you see. If you was to put a switch on that regulates the voltage, then that would have been ideal. But you can see what it does. It'll cut it like that. Now let's try a thicker piece. I've got a 4-inch piece there. Let's see what it does with that. Cloud time. What I forgot to do, I should have done it before I done the trees, was put the clouds in. Right. Easy enough to do, just get a bit of white paint. Put on a piece of paper. Okay. Leave that there like that. Oops. Okay. Just rub that off. You don't need a lot, you only need a bit. Yeah. We'll go back over that in a minute. Just let it go off a bit like that. A lot of people go and draw clouds on. You know, try and make they draw clouds on, and you look at the layout and you've got all the same type of clouds everywhere.
Right now at Sainsbury's, a variety of fresh vegetables, including selected packs of carrots, parsnips and Brussels sprouts.
The idea is to get rid of it, you just rub it away.
At Sainsbury's, live well for less.
Rub it away so it's not standing out. You see?
Dear Santa, Mummy says you've got my presents, but please don't forget Felix. And Felix is so funny when he
It stands out more if you just have it very, very faint. You see?
They both deserve something really special.
Give your pets the perfect present with tasty treats and a fun toy in the Felix gift pack for cats and the Deli Bakey gift pack for dogs. In supermarkets now, while stocks last. Deli Bakey toys suitable for small dogs only. From Purina, your pets.
You're better off putting the clouds on first, because that way you can put the trees over them. There you go. Yeah, that's near enough. Let's just put a bit more in there. That'll do it. Put a tree in. Now when you're putting figures on it, make it. In the other video I showed you, get some of these. Yeah. Now if you get an inch piece of wood, put it on there like that. You see? Then just drop it down. Yeah. Get yourself one of these craft knives. You can do it with a scissors as well. There we go. Now, what you do then is you rough it up. You see, rough it up. Okay, rough it up. And you come down here. I'll show you. You see, and it can go as a hedge, right? Now, if I get another piece and I mix it up like that, you see. Yeah. You can tear it apart, you see, like that. Yeah. And you can put it like on a building, inside, or hide it where it won't be seen. Or when you do it, you just see if you dab it in a bit of paint or whatever. You can do all sorts with it, you see. Yeah. And if you dab it in a bit of glue, this is actually glue, not paint. Dab it in glue. You see? Oh, that's gone like that. And then that's just loose what I put down, you see. Put it out. That'll dry clear, that, yeah. You can put it in anywhere. Drop it in anyway, just push it down. So you can use it. Now this, I've used this here. If you look here, I've used it on here. Yeah? That's all it is. You just rough it up, you can put all sorts in it. Yeah? Okay. Okay, now in the other video you would have seen Horace walking on the green. He was walking on here and he looked like a fly. I'll just introduce you to Horace. There he is. Hello, Horace. See him? Come on, baby, move. Come on, move. There he goes. Yeah. He's curled himself up in a ball. He's frightened. There you go, that's Horace. Now you see I'm putting the track in now, it's going in. You'll see how it's working out. Well, like I was saying before, this I forgot to tell you, this part here is this here, you see, as well. And I was saying, if you're putting the figures in, make them look as though they're doing something, not just standing there looking like they're looking for a train, you know, there's none there. See, he's away again. Hi Horace. There he goes. But them blokes aren't moving very much, are they? Looking at that spider on her feet. Yeah. Okay. Now you see what I mean about the cloud, how it's faded, and it's that's how you want it. You don't want a massive big cloud hitting you when you look at it. You see. Yeah. It's getting there. What we're doing, you see now, is we've got a house here, and what we do, we're going to mark it on paper. Just getting around there, Mike, and come this way, and we can see that's all I'm doing like that. Yeah. We're not bothered too much about the straight edges because we know how they work out. Yeah. Can we see it? Yeah, we can. Okay, now what we do with that now is we put it in a. Make sure the bag is very clean. Don't put it in a dirty bag, put it in a clean bag. This is a bit dirty, this one. And then we get our glue. And that's a bit heavy, that, right? A bit heavy. That's how we want it, like that, right? And then we want to run it down like that. See? Bit heavy there. It'll do. Okay. Now you want to make two of them. There's two ends in the house. You want to make 2 of them, and then leave them go off. Actually, you need a dear glue, you know, an expensive glue, because if it's got WD resin in it, it goes crystal clear like water when it goes off. But you'll see, I'll leave that now. I'll leave it overnight, and you can see how the layout is coming on. I put the track in. I don't show you how to put the track in. I'm not an expert on putting track in. I just hammer a couple of nails in it, and that's it. Up to the one who gets it. It's how I put the house in, you see. Yeah. Oh, if I go up high, you'll see the layout of the track. Yeah. Now tomorrow I'll put the pond in, put the greenery on here, finish the house off, and there's not much more to be done on this then. It's of course I've got to put more fencing on here and on here. Yes? And but I've got to put the heater on, because if I leave it like this, when I come in the morning, it'll just be as wet. You see, that's been on for ages now, that paint, and it's still wet. You can see how shiny it is, and it shouldn't be like that. When I put the heating on, it dries it up. But you see how it's coming on. Yeah. Now, if I've got something wrong, don't shout back at me. I'm just showing you my idea of doing it. Of course, you might have a different way of doing it. This is the cheap and nasty way of doing it. These are the trees I made. Everything on here is what I made. Sawdust. I've got some sawdust on here, you see. I've got all sorts of bits and pieces, as you can see. When I go to the model shop, I ask them, has he got any box of bits? And they usually keep them for me. I'll just show you what I mean. You see, I've sawdust there that I sprayed. In one of my videos, you're seeing where I've sprayed the sawdust. I've got, just bear with me for a minute. Thread's very good for modelling. Matches, drilled and painted. Red sawdust, you see, sprayed red. You can spray it any colour you want, and you can make all sorts. Polystyrene painted, you see. That's for the derelict buildings. You just throw it around. It looks like the rubble that's come off the buildings, and it's effective when it's done, you know. Let me put these back. Didn't know I had them. Right. Now, what I do with them, I mix the colours. You see. Yeah. I mix the colours up. Yeah. Should let this down here for a minute. Right. There you go. I mix the colours up and I make flowers. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there we go. Let's see how it's coming on now. Yeah. This is just a beginner's layout. It's not in any way professionally built. It's just a beginner's one, just to show how easy it is for, like you say, a beginner to make one easy and cheap. You know, I think the only thing I bought from the model shop is the buildings, the fencing there, the figures I've got off eBay, and the track I bought in the model shop. I buy it second hand, it's not new. Of course, if you're going to build one, you're going to put new track in and what have you. Yeah. Turn it on the side now, you see. And what we're going to do, we're going to get the glue on it. And then we're going to bring the bring the trees out, make the trees stand out, you see. All that's on these is gluey water. Yeah. Just to make it, you don't want to overdo it, just it brings the trees out a little bit. Yeah. What we do now, we get our scatter and we just see, don't go over it, don't overdo it, just do a little bit. Yeah. Okay, just give it a tap. Right. And then we'll right, what we'll do then, we'll turn it around, see what has come out like, keep it on. Okay. Yeah. I'll put it in place and just give it a bit of a tap. Now if you look at that now, you see, it's brought the trees out even more. You see. It's coming, it's getting there, it's nearly finished, it's almost finished, this is now. Yeah. Now the other thing is, get us a thread head, please. Okie doke. Wrote in right, the thread, I've shown you this on one of my other videos. You get it from seamstress, you know, it's like what they use on wedding dresses or stuff like that. And what I use that for, you can use it on the telegraph poles. It's good for the telegraph poles, you know, for the wire in the background where they won't get caught up. They won't get caught up there, so you can put that in the bucket. You can put this is at the ponds. Just wait, I'm just getting the stuff to put in here now, and that'll be finished. The gates are on, and we'll have a look and see what the truck's like on it. Oh no, and yeah, you see how all the figures are all doing something, you know. They're not just stood there looking at the trains that's not there. Okay. Now we have a look at this now. We'll put one of these trucks on here, let's see. It's getting there, measuring tape then. And what's the measurement of it? I'll tell you what the measurement is now. Let me get it all together. And the measurement is, hold on. Okay, to the end, 70.5 inches it is, from one end to the other, yeah, so you're looking at the middle as 35.25, yeah, see to the middle. And then what is it across then? It's 17.5 inches. 17.5 inches across. Now you see it's almost finished. What I would do, get me a piece of track, not a very big piece. Just waiting for these to go off, and we'll see what we can do with this. See, a lot of people that they put all sorts of wires here, all sorts of wires either side to make the connection with the track. But what I do, I leave a piece of track, you see, and when I put the track in here, I'll put the track in here, then this track goes in there. It goes into the track that's in there. Then when you push your, if I pull this out a bit, if I pull that out a bit, you see, and put your track in. So when you push this together, that track will go into that, and you don't need to put any wires down here. Okay, push that back in. Right, now as far as I'm concerned, that's finished. There's the truck, you see, it'll fit in there. And yeah, it's getting there, isn't it? Now the beginner, whoever has it, can finish it. Look out on eBay for it. It'll be up for sale after in the new year. Okay, now you see, if I showed you this last night. What I done this for was you peel it off. You see, you peel it off. And if you're going to make a snow scene, you see, yeah, now you see that or not, right? Of course, you'll make it, you'll trim it down a bit so it looks better than that. And then the other side, you can put greenery on it. But you see, if you look at that. It's not the right PVA for it. You need the expensive PVA, the one that will go crystal clear and it looks just like frost. And you can put icing sugar on it if you wanted to, and then that'll bring the frosty side out of it. Okay. Now in part one, I told you get the Dettol. I put this in last night. This is an over painted house. Let's see what it's come out like. Yeah. Okay. This was an overpainted house I put in last night to get the paint off it. You can see the paint, right? Oh, watch here, see there. So look at that. See all the paint coming off it. Now the reason I'm showing you this is you've tried all sorts of ways to get the paint off. You picked up a loco or a good carriage and it's got. Someone's overdone it with the paint, and you tried all sorts to get the paint off. You can use a heavier brush, but don't use a wire brush. Right, you see? Oh, you look at the paint coming off. Okay, now if you have a scratch on your finger or a cut, where them gloves they have in the kitchens, because it doesn't have sting, but you see, that's one means of getting the paint off without scratching the plastic or damaging the plastic in any way. You see, the paint just falls off. Right, now I've left it in overnight. What happened was I took a video of me putting it in the jar, but I forgot to turn the bloody thing on, as you do at my age. You see, I'm just showing you. If you look in here, see it? All it was is just left steeping in overnight, and you can see how much paint's on it. Look at that. He must have dipped the bloody thing in the. He must have dipped it into the paint. See? Now, if you had a loco that you've got paint on, and you want to get it, strip it right down, back down to the new condition, this is what you do, you see. But make sure you take all the gudgeons out of it, like take the shell off the chassis and all that. Don't put it in with all the motor and everything, otherwise you'll have no local. But you see, that's just the first go now. I can rinse that underwater and that'll just fall off. You see, there we go, look. Yeah. And then to put this back in the bottle when you're finished, get yourself like a jumper, you know, an old jumper, a scrap, you know. Look at that, that paint is put on there. Hey, see that? Look at that. Crikey, like tarmac. All you do with this is just get a jumper type material, put it over a tub, another one of these would be ideal, yeah, and just pour it into it and it soaks through, then put it back in the bottle. But as you can see that, look at that. That brings, so it's that much painted, even the windows are covered in, look. See? It doesn't damage anyway, it damages the plastic. The only thing it does is takes the paint off. See? Oh, and you need a toothbrush. You know. Don't use a wire brush, you know, the modelling wire brush, don't use one of them because you might put scratches on the local shell. This is just an old house that I had overpainted. I picked it up on the market and I thought, well, let's see what this is like. And I've been trying all sorts of ways to get paint off locals that I picked up, and this way it brings it back to the new condition. See now, if I leave that now, empty that onto a jumper, which I'll get in a minute, or an old towel, which we have, yeah, okay. If you now what I've done, I've got an old towel. Pour it in, you see, it'll soak through, yeah. It's gone in the jar. Can we see the jar? Yeah, it's sieving it. Eddie, up top. See, I'm just soaking it in. See, the paint that's come off is unbelievable. Look at that paint that's in there. That's just come off. Shows you how much paint was on it. It's just an old towel, but you better with a woolly jumper material. That way it's a better sieve. What we'll do now, we'll throw that out because that's just rubbish, and we'll watch that go down. See, yeah, that's good. Let's wait for a minute. It's still pouring in, yeah. Yeah. Just pour your finger in there and clean it out. Help it through with your finger. It's good for your nails as well. Yeah. You don't need a manicure after this, do you? Yeah. Is it all in yet? Yeah, it's good down. Yeah. We do now. We take that out, and then we pour it back into that. Now you see. We're left with the sile in here, the dirt in here, the old paint, and we've got the good clean Dettol back in there, yeah. And as you see, I spilt a little bit on the way out and it'll take the paint off if I'm not careful. Ooh, that's a nice green, isn't it? See that? Yeah, that's a nice green. But that's how you get your locals clean. What I do with this now, I'll throw this in the bin, put that back in there, and then put that in there, and it'll be like new when I give it a second dip. Now I've cleaned it out. I've dumped that other stuff down the toilet. Yeah, put it in there. Oh, by the way, there's one little thing you want to watch if you get this on your fingers. You want to go to the loo. Be careful. I'll put all that back in there. See, all you have to do is make sure that it's underneath submerged. It's called submerged. There. Put this old stuff back in there. Pour it all over it. There you go. and just make sure it's all covered up. Yeah? Make sure you got it all covered up. And a bottle of Dettol should last you, a bottle like that should last you for a long, long time. Now, it's not quite covered up yet, so what I want to do is I want to put some more Dettol in. Yeah? Make sure I cover it all up. And I'm going to leave it overnight. That's what I've done with the other one. You can see I put it in now. What time is it by the clock? Put the camera on the clock. What time? 1:05. Now you see I put the lid on. Yeah. And make sure it's all pressed in and just give it a good shake. Shake it. You see how it's acting already, look, see? But just leave it overnight, you get better result. Okay. Right, now what I've done, I've got some clear varnish here. It's unfortunate, it's white stuff. I'm hoping it'll go clear when it dries up. You see? Yeah. You need an old spoon and just spoon it in. I put the paper on so it won't go on the rest of the layout. I'll put it in there. We'll put a little bit on to start with, yeah? Just to cover it, all the bottom of it. There you go. That'll do for now. Now, okay, I'll clean that. And we're going to take this off for now. There we go. Now, if you look at that, what that is, it's just varnish, and hopefully it'll clear, it'll dry clear, and that way we've got the water in the pond, so to speak. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I've just come in now. It's not quite cleared yet, the pond. It's still a bit tacky. You can see a little bit of white in it. It should clear, crystal clear, that. But I've just put the bits into the house now. We've got to make the walls stand out a bit more, you see. So what we need a dry brush and dab of this white paint. Let me see it. I showed you all this in the other videos. You know, bringing it, make it stand out a little bit. Now the wall, if you look, you see, just don't go over the top of the wall. If you wanted to make a real good job on this type of wall, what you do, you paint it matte black first, and then you go over it with the grey, and it brings the stonework out much better. See? Just don't go over it go over the top of the white. And you'll see what I mean. Yeah. Okay. See there, just dab a little bit here and there. See how it brings the stone out, see? Yeah. And would have been better polished iron. If any parts of the paint's missed, it won't show up as much. There you go. Now, let's put this back. Put a lid on the paint. Put that down. Oh, and the other thing, let's have a look and see what this has turned out like. Right. See this now. We'll have another go at this. What we do, I'll just put this down here for a bit. Just what? There you go. Right, I've got it. I'm on my own this morning. I have to hold the camera as well. This is on the second clean now. Okay, doke. You see? Look at that. Not a mark of paint on it anyway. Yeah. Now you must what you must do with these is you must put them in cold, get them in the sink and run them under the tap. Make sure you get every bit of residue of this Dettol off it, because otherwise the minute you put paint on, there you go, look. The minute you put the paint on, the Dettol will attack it again, so you've got to make sure you wash it off well. That's just like new, that. This was the ones that was really bad, the windows were that. There was that much paint on, they were just covered up. There you go, look, see? That's come out well. Now you see, we're not far off the finishing there. So it's the one thing I try not to do, I try not to overcrowd them. Okay, there you go. The house is all stripped, cleaned and dried. It's important that you dry it well after washing it in lukewarm water to clean all the Dettol off it, otherwise as soon as you put the paint back on it, it'll let it react. Now there is another thing. If you're going to strip your loco right down, there's something else. If you see, you know what time it is. Okay, time now 10:30, yeah? So something else we've got vinegar, right? I'll just take the lid off. Just take the lid off. Pour it in the jar, in the tub. Now this is just normal kitchen vinegar. You would be better with white, because if you're going to strip your loco down and you're going to clean all the wheels and everything, just pop them in. These are all pennies. Just pop them in there like that. Yeah, you don't have to put the lid on, just keep it away from the fridge. You might go in the eye or whatever. And we leave it in there for a while. And these old pennies they are rough, you'd say. Yeah, just pop them in there. Again, if you've got scratches or cuts in your hands, be careful, because it stings like mad. We'll give it, what we give it? We'll give it half an hour. Yep. Give it a half an hour and we'll see what happens. You know, sometimes you can let your imagination run wild with you. Sometimes it gets away. You know. Let's have a look and see now. Oh, I forgot about. Hang on, let's see how this is coming up. What time is it now? What time did I put it in at? Right, remember I put these pennies in here. See what they come in like. There we go, look at that. Okay. There was that old, really old, dulled one. See how it's come up. And they've only been in since just over half an hour. I forgot about them. You just wipe them off. Dry them off with a rag. Don't use water. Just dry them off. If you left them in overnight, now they'd be like new, wouldn't they? Yeah. Again, if you wanted to do silver, what you do with the silver is you get the same type of tub and put some what do you call it? Oh, a cooking file, you know, the aluminium cooking file. Put it in. Put some caustic soda. Listen to me. Some baking powder in the boiling water. Put the boiling water in. Put your silver in. Put your baking soda in, and just leave it. And you'll watch it bubble, and all the silver will come up clean. You know, that's not too bad. If you left them in overnight, they'd be like new. You know. Okay. Yep. Okay.
It's 4:15 right now. Rachel is joining Spence ahead of her starting on Heart Breakfast full time from Monday, January the 5th. It's a special Christmas Eve Heart Breakfast tomorrow morning with Rachel and full time for the world's most famous band. It's going to be on in 8:15. Santa telling us all how his preparations are going for what should really be considered an epic global Christmas, epic proportion in 20 going to be the last sleep Costanza at 7:30, 8:30. Make sure you check out Heart Breakfast in the morning with Spence, and Rachel's going to be on as well ahead of her start in the new year on Monday the 5th of January. So then, a food that you're really, really looking forward to eating over Christmas. You've seen it in the cupboards, maybe you've been hiding it above the cupboard, but every now and again you've caught sight of it and thought, it looks so good. We've all got something that we're looking forward to when it comes to Christmas food. What about you, Phil and Rossett?
In the UK, I'm not sure what we didn't do chicken and gammon.
There you go. That's finished. Just take the pins out. I'm not doing this side, I'm only making it for a beginner because that way they finish this side off, you see. To get all the material to do it, to get the spare track, to get the wire, to get everything to do it. I don't paint the outside. The outside don't get touched.
Hopefully it will all be just as you want it, Phil. I don't think there's going to be any snow though. Hello Chantal and Menai Bridge, what about you?
Oh, the sausages wrapped in bacon.
Yes, eggs and blankets, I love them.
Thank you. We'll eat them at Christmas Day.
It's weird, isn't it? And if you look, there is no other time of year you can actually buy them like in those party packs you get at the supermarket.
Well, you only see them around November, don't you?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to absolutely chow down on a piece of blankets. It's going to be immense. Seriously. Oh, wow. 82122, start your text with contact. One of the big things I really am looking for.
There we go.
I made a video about it. It's on Facebook, search Heart North Wales, hit like, and tell me what you are looking
All
for
ready.
eating over Christmas and Boxing Day.
I hope you've enjoyed this video. Look out for my next attempt.
Leaving candles unattended.
Yeah.